Show. Karson Robinson alongside Coach Chris Softley. And Coach, we're coming off of a huge week last week. I know we don't like to live in the past too much, but we got to talk about it. A big win going to Wellington, a perennial, we talked about it last week in the Coaches Show, perennial power in West Texas, in the state of Texas really. And our guys go up there and just the grittiness, the toughness, everything that this culture preaches, we saw on Friday night. Yeah. Adversity overcame and get a big win against a really, really good team.
Really pleased with the boys. We're still a young team. We've obviously made some silly mistakes in these first two games that I'd love to have back. But when you look at us as a young squad, 2 games in, I think you have to be really proud of how they're working, how they're growing, and we are so grateful. You said the word gritty. You know, grit is passion and perseverance over an extended period of time. And I thought for 4 quarters and an hour and a half weather delay.
Yeah, hour and a half halftime.
3-hour trip up there versus a fantastic opponent.
Yeah.
I think they were very gritty. And hats off to our kids. We're so proud. You brag on them every week, but really proud of the type of kid we get to coach.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job on Friday.
It was one of those games where early in the game, neither team could move the football. And then they get a safety on us for trying to ground one, but he gets drugged, backs gets drugged down, safety. We go down 2-0. And then I felt like even though they scored a touchdown, we kept them out of the end zone on that 2-point conversion. I felt like that was huge. We did that a couple times on that night, and where those 2-point conversions could have made it 2-score games for Wellington. Instead, we stop it, and it's still at a 1-score game, and then we end up, getting our 2-point conversion at the end to make it a 4-point game.
Right.
And that was huge.
Yeah, I think that's probably an area of growth for me as well, and for our staff and our kids we could not have started any worse, and we put ourselves in vulnerable positions defensively, but we responded, we were resilient, we showed some pop back, and then again I think the kids' effort, I think their energy, I don't think it waned. We talk about that a lot, is we are going to be a program that's going to be on that roller coaster of emotions. And even when we're down, there's a steadiness and there's a confidence in that locker room and on that sideline. And hats off to the guys for continuing to have belief.
And it was one of the weirdest things. We saw a fumble recovery for a touchdown for Wellington. That felt awful at the time. Yeah. It's one of those where you're like, oh, ball's on the ground, we need this. And then they recovered it in the end zone, 6 points. But then on the flip side, we have 1st and 5, and then we get pushed back because of a penalty. I believe it went to 1st and 15, and then we're at 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 9. We get a 2-yard pass over the middle, and then Luke Lee fumbles. It gets hit, and ball goes out, but somehow ends up just rolling right to Brady Simmons. He picks it up and goes 55 yards. Right. Really felt like that changed the momentum, and the momentum that we needed to finish it up. And that was the drive. We scored the winning touchdown.
Right. Well, I think we talk about really the ball probably didn't bounce our way.
Right.
And I had said in a previous interview, you really, by the world standard, you could say, oh, this is not our night. It's one of those, I'll throw our hands up and say it's not our night. That's just not the way we want to live this life. Is if there's time on the clock, if there's daylight left in the day, we want to make sure that we max out the day. And so the fact that the ball, we just needed that one bounce. That bounce came our way. No doubt it was fortuitous, right? But that bounce came our way, and our guys were like, see, this is it. This is our time. And sure enough, kids finished the drive in the end zone, got the 2-point conversion,
yes, we did.
High execution on a play there, and then come back and hold them to a 4th down stop. 2 back-to-back defensive red zone stops. A lot of grittiness by our boys.
And that was, 3 or 4 red zone stops we had in the game. Those were huge. Against a team like a Wellington who can control the clock if they go up and control the football, which they did do that for the most part the other night. But like we said, just toughness all the way around. Huge win. And that plays in the playbook now, right? The fumble Ruski play.
Yeah. Well, we run a lot of trick plays. That's one of them I didn't have. We hadn't practiced yet, but the boys know. They know now. They're locked in on it.
Yeah, the old fumble Ruski play. But that was a 28-24 win. And like I don't know if there's anything else to say other than just fought through adversity all night long. You talked about it, the hour and a half halftime, and both teams really, it felt like it benefited both teams, more so probably for Wellington, only having 7 guys on their sideline. But really, when I walked over to the halftime locker room, you guys are sitting over the whole hour and a half. It's what are we doing, where are we at? The players are locked in for the hour and a half. That's tough to get teenage guys to lock in during halftime, and they stayed locked in the whole time.
I was really proud of that. I thought this is going to be a great test. I didn't know if it was going to go our way or not. The halftime, you got the opportunity to get distracted and talk to cheerleaders, go talk to your mom, whatever. But the boys were locked in, and we put together some scheme adjustments, some little tweaks at halftime that really paid off in the end. I was really pleased with those boys. They came up with a focused mindset, stayed locked in through an extended period of time. Again, just goes to show the type of kid we get to coach, and we're having a fun ride here 2 games in, but there's no doubt that the tall test still stands in front of us with the Bovina Mustangs.
Yeah, Bovina this week, a great segue into that, is another road trip for Lubbock Christian. Imagine that. Be on the road to Bovina, shortest road trip of the year.
That's right.
That's a nice
hour and a half. Easy. It's an easy hour and a half.
Everybody else is going, man, you have to travel an hour and a half. Compared to everywhere else. Compared to in 2 weeks when we go to Waco, it's a breeze.
That's right.
And Bovina on Friday night. What are we going to see from the Mustangs? What do you need to see from the Eagles to beat the Mustangs on Friday night?
So Bovina coming off a big win over a really improved Seagraves team. And Bovina winning that game in the end, again showing some of their own mettle and grittiness. They have some really good sized linemen. They're tough, big kids. These guys sling the ball around pretty well. They've got 3 athletes that are pretty tough to handle and are going to be as athletic really across the board with those 3 as anybody we've played all year. So this is a really good team. This is a team that I think will compete for a district championship in their district. And it's going to be a team to be reckoned with there in 2A. And so we have a lot of respect for this program and for the coaching staff. And it's their homecoming. So obviously there's going to be a lot of energy on the sideline and belief in the fans for what they can do. And we will have a great test just because of not only everything they provide, but all the stimulus provided by us getting a win over the Skyrockets. And getting some recognition. So what a great opportunity for us to really put our culture to the test and see if we are what we say we are.
And that's why I want to talk about the culture, because so many road trips, we talk about that, and then you have this one, last non-district tune-up, really the last time a game technically doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things until you get an off week, and then at Waco Reichert. The culture of this program, whether we go on the road or whether we're at home, it's all about what you have built, what the coaching staff here has built, and that's leading the kids, not so much in a football sense, but in just a spiritual sense where control what you can control, and we're playing for one person and one person.
That's right. That's right. And I think when you are of the world, our natural tendency would then to be a little deflated coming down. We won a big game versus a ranked opponent. Now these guys aren't ranked, although I think they're really good. But the world would look at that and go, oh, you've done the hard thing, this will come easy. That's not who we want to be. We don't feel like biblically that has any base and grounds. Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as work for the Lord, not for man. And that's where we get our max out culture verse from. And so for us, the motivation of love, he loved first and we try to love one another well because of that, there's a steadiness to that. Every team we play deserves our best shot, and we're trying to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. And so this opportunity to go to Bovina, again, a great test, because will we be who we say we are? And I sure am excited to see the truth come out on Friday night at 7 p.m. at Bovina. And
it being the last non-district game before we head into district play, the little things you've been talking about the first 2 weeks. Week 3 is kind of the week that you hope to get all that ironed out. All 3 facets of the game.
Yes.
Offense, defense, special teams. Special teams had its moments the other night and had some not so great moments the other night. But all in all, just having 3 phases click together, this game is huge for that.
It is. And we've played really well defensively, except, and this is the reason why I don't look at stats. I just want to try to make an audience of one happy.
Yes.
But man, when I look at those stats, it looks like we haven't played very good defense.
Yeah.
And so what a great opportunity versus a passing and air raid attack to see if we can take a step in the defensive area. Offensively, the Skyrockets were a fantastic team. They got after us a little bit, and we stubbed our toe in some key situations. On money downs, we weren't efficient. What a great opportunity now to answer that bell. And then playing a complete game in special teams. I think we won the phase on Friday night, and I think we had to, and I'm proud of that. But boy, we couldn't have started off any worse in the first quarter. And so let's see if we can put 4 quarters of special teams together. What a great opportunity we have. We're thankful to get to get a go, play a really quality opponent on the road. This will be great for us.
So Lubbock Christian on the road tomorrow night at Bovina. Tonight you can check out the JV game here at Lena Stevens Field. And then as well as the football team being on the road, volleyball team is on the road as well as they get district play started this weekend. I'll be heading down to the Fort Worth area with the volleyball team. Hopefully can bring you some of that action on our Eagle Sports Network stuff. Dustin Simmons will have the call on the football game on Friday night, but excited about that. It's a great time to be an Eagle as always. We're getting into district in volleyball. We'll get into district in football in 2 weeks. So it's starting to get to that time of year. It feels like we just started, but starting district play already.
It really does.
It's
it starts
exciting.
to speed up. Our next home game will be September 30th, which will be homecoming versus the best or second best team in the state in the Munster Sacred Heart Tigers
Yeah.
Tigers and Lions.
Tigers, Bears.
Okay, well either way they're fantastic, and they play the #1 team in the state, Shiner St. Paul, this weekend. So that'll be homecoming. We'd love to have everybody come out, but certainly if you're in the Metroplex, go see our girls volleyball team because they're legit and they're great representatives of the culture here.
Yeah, their chance to win a district title starts tomorrow.
That's
so
right.
big things coming for Coach Watts and the Lady Eagles as they will play at 6 p.m. tomorrow, 5 p.m. for JV, 6 p.m. tomorrow at Covenant Classical there in the Metroplex, and then the Eagle football squad on the road once again at Bovina, 7 o'clock kick. 7 o'clock kickoff in Bovina, and like I said, Dustin Simmons will have that call for you on Eagle Sports Network. So any final thoughts? We got it all covered?
I think we got it covered. Come out to watch homecoming in Bovina.
Yeah, go watch Bovina. Head on. It's only an hour and a half, people. It's not that far. You can make it an hour and a half to watch the Eagles play. So we'll see you there. If you aren't there at the football game, catch it all right here on Eagle Sports Network. For myself, Karson Robinson, Coach Chris Softley, thanks for joining us. Till next week, go Eagles.